This is the High School Crossfire. Welcome back.
So panel, first and foremost, I would simply want to clarify on the matter that my first speaker was talking about. And our time frame is going to be based in 2 years. And for the first 3 years, we are sensitizing the people of Uganda on the importance of the production of finished goods. Then in the next 6 months, we are actually going to get areas in which we are actually supposed to put these industries in that are actually going to embark on the manufacturing on goods. Then in the next year, we are actually going to set up these industries, and at the end of the day, they're going to begin fully functioning. So first and foremost, we should utilize this chance because we shall be able to get $40 from a kilogram of processed coffee. A kilogram of unprocessed coffee is sold at only $2.5. Do you see how we have been making losses? This is a fight I am in now, he said. Who? His Excellency, the President of Uganda. So President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni recently has been advocating for the increase in the manufacturing of finished goods and exportation, rather not exportation of unfinished goods. Why? First of all, let us actually look at the problems that are entailing the exportation of unfinished goods. We have their perishability, their contamination. These are products that you can actually export, and within a week or within 3 days, they're already perishable and not worthy to be exported. Secondly, let us also look at the profits that actually these finished goods are actually going to bring into our country. I would simply like to bring to your knowledge, dear August House plus the entire panel of judges. Recently, Algeria with President Museveni signed a contract of exporting powdered milk, which is worth $500 million. Are we ready to lose that? Of course not. So at the end of the day, and this is totaling to 1,846,906,000 Ugandan shillings. That is what actually finished goods are actually going to bring in. And when we are to look at what the unfinished goods have actually been bringing, total losses. Because if you're to look at a bag of coffee, there are a kilogram of coffee in Uganda. It has been this is an unfinished good. It has been exported at 2.5, and yet when it's taken into the countries where actually it is manufactured, the people that it's taken to actually sell it at something like $40. So at the end of the day, if we as a country Uganda have actually set a work plan of 2 years in the one whereby in the 1 year the industry is actually going to be set with the Ministry of Finance as our funder, and at the end of the day we have it that the Ministry of Finance has actually set enough money over a budget of 40% contributing to the development of actually the agriculture sector. So at the end of the day, we get to see that if we do not embark on this, the reason as to why we have set in the time frame of 2 years, because Uganda is actually going down. If we actually say that the backbone of Uganda is actually agriculture, why then not invest in agriculture? They come telling us, they speak about how we should not actually only embark on agriculture, forgetting that the motion is actually in the court of agriculture, advocating for agriculture as a sector. So at the end of the day, if we actually noticing that agriculture has actually proven results and shown us that there's a chance for us to actually grow high, then why not embark on investing in it? If you're seeing hope or a light at the end of the tunnel, then you should continue working towards that, not going into the shadows of what they are actually trying to tell us tonight. So at the end of the day, Chair, we are then I would also try to point out one simple thing. When you actually sum up the amount of money that Uganda is losing each and every year because of unfinished goods, it's totaling to 26,320,680,000 Ugandan shillings. Chair, are you seeing how much money we are losing? And they actually have no alternative towards us. We have come and showed you that in the stance of coffee. Okay, let us actually get factual. In Uganda now, when we're actually exporting a bag of coffee, we export it at only $2.5. And let us look at a tin of Nescafe that is already manufactured. It's actually not even having a kilogram of coffee, but how much is it? The smallest tin is amounting to 10,000 and above. So why then not embark on that? As I've told you, Chair, if we are already seeing that in this very case, we are seeing that we are working towards the light, and that is agriculture. In this case, we are embarking on finished goods because they are proven to actually increase our GDP. And in this case, Chair, and in this case here, as we are working on value addition, we have the investors in our country, for example, Hamis Chigundu, like he came up and said that the reason as why Uganda is actually not developing, because we are actually fixing on our eyes on different things, and instead of actually looking at something that has already proven results. I beg to rest my case.
The panel, the two antagonistic chambers, everyone in the room, a good evening to you. Now, panel, we need to understand what Team of Farmers brings to us. It says it wants to uphold a strictly export finished agricultural products to increase Uganda's GDP. Now, that's what they want to bring to us by saying that it will cater for the economic conditions of the country. We pose the question, how is this applicable? How shall this come about? They say it will have to balance their expenditure and their earning, the expenditure and the earnings of their country, Uganda, as they cease to be the lovers of their country. We pose them to a question of how up to now they don't respond. Now, Team Affirmatives brings an example of coffee as one of the products that are exported. They can't bring to us what is the status quo as of now. Is it exported as a finished product, or if not? Now, we want to present to Team Affirmatives that we want to export to them the Uganda's industrial or the Uganda's technological sector. How is it? Now, dear Team Affirmatives, we want to show that the economy or the industrial sector of Uganda is too low not to satisfy that every agricultural product to be produced should be finished. That means if you want to uphold strict, you want to only export the only finished goods, that means you will have to fail. Now, we want to expose Team Affirmatives to the fact that actually we want to pose them a question: to what percentage does agriculture contribute to the export sector of Uganda's economy? We want an answer for that from Team Affirmatives. Now, we want to pose to them, if you want an agricultural product to be finished, it must be processed. What are the effects of the production of that very process? And now, out from that, if you want to export this finished good, if you want to export only the finished goods, what is the market guarantee of these very finished goods that we shall fetch and thus have an increased GDP? Now, we want to know what are the resources required for finishing or for processing this very good, as you claim to have all the exported agricultural products to be finished. Now, what finished products are you? What is the certainty of the finished products? Now, we want to engage you in a discussion or in a situation whereby in Uganda's economy, looking at the export sector, yes, agriculture has gotten a percentage it provides there, but we want to engage to you to a bigger percentage. Agriculture exports low materials, and if you want only to export the finished goods, shall't you have reduced the export contribution of agriculture into the export sector? Then how will you achieve the increased GDP as you claim? That's why we find you to fail. Now, we want to expose to you an issue that now, if you have a low GDP at hand, agriculture export or issues of agriculture are not the only way. We need to look at diversification of the economy. Actually, as your speaker asked, what are alternatives? We want to engage you in a discussion that we do not want to strictly export finished goods, but we want to continue, or we want to export every agricultural products to uphold everything. And away from the agriculture sector, we want to diversify the economy. Okay? We want to diversify the economy and export every agricultural product, whether finished or not finished. Having seen on what are the disadvantages, what are the demerits of only exporting these the finished goods, because we see it will have a reduction in the export sector, because we see from the statistics that it is the low products that contribute to high in the agricultural contribution into the export sector. That disqualifies you a point of that it will cater for the economic conditions. We posed you a question: how will the strict exporting of finished agricultural products cater for the economic conditions? That is a question that you must provide too. Now, you again claim that you will have to balance that if you strictly export only finished agricultural products, you will balance the expenditure and earnings of Uganda. That is strictly null and void. How? You must come and export. So, Pano, I beg to rest my case.
This is the High School Crossfire. We'll be back in a minute.